And a good evening, everybody. This is Gator Kincaid with your nightly news. So, coming up, an Alabama man with a history of sex crimes is back in jail. We'll explain coming up. News out of Washington and the cocaine debate apparently is put to bed. A Valley man campaigning for Kanye West. Plus, events such as our free tomato sandwich day is coming up. We're going to get into all of that. For now, we're going to go ahead and get a look at that weather forecast for tonight, and then as we get ready for tomorrow, it's rinse and repeat. Tonight we dip down to a low of 72, perhaps a pop-up evening shower or thunderstorm. For tomorrow, high of 90. And it's going to continue that trend all the way through the weekend. That's to look at that forecast. Our news coverage tonight is brought to you by our friends at Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, just off 85, exit 62. Get ready to smile. SouthState Bank with branches in Westpoint and Valley. And sewingmachine.com, where you can turn that arts and crafts dream into a reality. Coming right back with a look at your local and regional headlines here on Gators Evening News.
Make your way to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab. Discounted up to $12,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,250 off. Shop online anytime at glynsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glynn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
And now let's go ahead and run down one of our headlines that we're tracking down tonight. As an Alabama man with a history of sex crimes is returning to jail. This following a bond being revoked after violently sexually assaulting a University of Alabama student. According to officials, the suspect, later identified as one John Threadgill, came up behind a female student that was walking on University Boulevard in Tuscaloosa, knocked her on the ground, criminally touched her, and forcefully ripped apart her inner shorts. Soon after, he left the scene, taking the victim's clothing with him. Campus police arrived on the scene, and later he was taken into custody. More information to come very soon following that situation. Well, today in West Point with the West Point Rotary Club, an old familiar face was the keynote speaker, Raj McDonald, along with program chairman Greg Duffy and West Point Rotary president Julie Ambrose, as you can see in the photo there. The Old Valley Rams coach talked about the horrific incident as much as he could that happened in April in Dadeville with the shooting that left 6 fatally shot, 26 injured, and the resilience of a Dadeville community that is inspiring to all. According to Coach McDonald, another note that many people may not have realized, you see, Dadeville was the defending state track champion in 3A. And their standout track athlete was one of the ones that was fatally killed. Fate would have it that Dadeville would go back-to-back as state track champions, a remarkable story. We'll have more on that coming up, as well as Wayne Clark's article in this week's Valley Times News. Just a fantastic story of resilience right there. So a great program today. Are you ready for a free tomato sandwich tomorrow? The City of Valley will do that 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time at the Langdale Farmers Market in front of the old Langdale Mill. Should be a lot of fun, and let's get ready to get down on some free tomato sandwiches. All right, guys, we are coming right back. I've got news as crazy as it is out of Washington and the cocaine or the missing cocaine in the White House, and Kanye West with getting some campaign support if he decides to run. All that and more straight ahead here on Gators Evening News, brought to you by Glynn Smith Chevrolet GMC, SouthState Bank with branches in Valley and Westpoint, and sewingmachine.com.
Make your way to Glynn Smith Chevrolet. Check out the powerful new Chevrolet Silverado 4-wheel drive crew cab. Discounted up to $12,250 off. Chevy Equinox up to $5,250 off. Shop online anytime at glynsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 120 days at Glynn Smith Chevrolet.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glynn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Turn that arts and crafts dream into a reality at sewingmachine.com. They offer sewing machines, printers, presses, as well as embroidery and vinyl, offering premium quality and discounts since 1983.
So, have you noticed that there is a gentleman campaigning for someone perhaps on the 2024 presidential ticket? Have you noticed the Kanye 2024 sign on the back of a gentleman? He's been all over Valley, Lynette, and Westpoint. Now, I have no confirmation that Kanye West is running for president. However, he does have at least one supporter if he chooses to run here locally. Speaking of the presidential election, I don't think it's going to affect at all. But apparently, the cocaine that was spotted in the White House, the investigation has concluded, and the results are, we don't know. We just don't know. There are surveillance cameras all over the White House, specifically the West Wing. There are surveillance cameras, high definition, in every room of the White House. And keep in mind, not just anybody can get into the West Wing. I get it. They do have tours. But come on now, let's be serious here. The Secret Service has that thing under lock and key, which reminds me, the Secret Service has closed its investigation by stating in a statement that it compiled a list of several hundred people who may have accessed the area where the substance, the cocaine, was discovered, but no fingerprints could be found on the cocaine's packaging, and there was insufficient DNA for investigative comparisons, according to the Secret Service. Are you serious? I mean, can we get some professionalism? I mean, is that too much to ask? So if you're wondering whose cocaine it is, well, your guess is as good as mine, and apparently as good as the Secret Service. Must have been some clever stuff going on to not be detected on the greatest surveillance camera, perhaps in the world. But hey, what do I know? That's going to wrap it up for our evening news. We'll be back tomorrow morning. This is Gator Kincaid.